Hello, this lesson is going to be about basic chords and strumming. I seem to see a lot of people who say they struggle to get started. So I'm going to start today with a G chord, a C chord and a D chord. I'll finish off with the G chord just there. Okay. So they are the 1, 4, 5 chords in the key of G major, and the reason why they're called 1, 4, 5 is because you have a scale which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Those notes are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp and G. G being the beginning of a new scale. So the chords are just taken from the notes in the scale. So the G chord is taken from the first note G, and then the C chord is taken from the fourth note C, and then the 5 chord or the D chord is taken from the 5th note D, and then finishing back on chord 1 there. Okay, so that's G, C and D. Now then, the first thing is to place your fingertips on the notes that you need to hold down, and there's a PDF with this lesson, which on the PDF you'll see that I've put the second finger onto the G note here, then I've put the first finger onto the B note here, okay, and then the third finger onto the G at the top there. Okay, we call that the high E string or the top string, sometimes called that, because it's the highest pitch. Okay, so first of all, press down these 3 fingers, so third finger, first finger and second finger, and the first thing to do is just to strum across the chord like this. Okay, now then, on the PDF you'll see that I've asked you to strum 4 downstrokes like this with the pick. Okay, but one of the things you have to do is learn how to hold the pick in a good way. Now then, some people will hold it with 2 fingers and the thumb like that, thinking that it's going to be a little bit steadier, it's going to be easier. But to be honest, it's a lot easier if you have more of a relaxed grip, not too firm, but not too loose. Okay, and just hold it with your thumb and your index finger like that, or forefinger. Okay, and then just go across the strings in a perpendicular line like that, and that would be the G chord. Now the next challenge is to change from the G chord to the C chord. Okay, and on this C chord we're going to use the 3rd finger on C, which is on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then we're going to use the 2nd finger on E, which is the 2nd fret of the D string. Then we'll leave an open string, then press down the 1st finger, okay, and that's going to go down on the 2nd string on the 1st fret, which is C, and then play the open E like that, strum from the 5th string. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to strum downstrokes from the 5th string. Now then, that can be quite difficult when you start off as a beginner, okay, but if you just start off by holding down the chord and just pressing the notes down and then just strum once, give yourself a chance to listen to the sound of the chord, and then go to the C chord, okay, and go backwards and forwards from the G to the C. Don't worry too much about the D yet, just try and get used to planting your fingers on the chord, okay, right on the correct notes like that, and go from one chord to the next. Okay, and when you've mastered that, then you can add the D chord, and you'll check on the PDF and it'll show you the fingers that we're going to use. We're going to use the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, which is an A note. Then we're going to put the 3rd finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, which is a D, and then the 2nd finger is going to go on the high E string on the 2nd fret. Okay, and that is going to be on, the note is F sharp. Don't worry too much about the notes at the moment, because I can explain that in another video, the theory and the fretboard notes and all of that sort of stuff we'll be able to cover later. Okay, now this time we just strum from the 4th string, which is a D string. So on this PDF that you're going to get free with this lesson, what I've put in is a G chord, then go to a C chord. Don't worry if you can't strum 4 and change quickly, because what you can do is strum once and count 4, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, and get ready to change during the gaps there. Okay, then across to the C, and then you'll see on the PDF it changes to the D chord. So we go from a D to a C, then a D to a C again. It does this a few times, 4 times to be precise. And on the 4th time, we're going to play the D, and we're just going to play the C once and hold it for 4, like that, and then start again. So we're going to repeat that exercise, okay? So when you see the PDF, practice with the PDF, going from one chord to the next, like that. And we do this 4 times. Then we're going to go to a D chord now, strum 4 strings, hold the C for 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, then start again. Now then, at the end of this video, you'll see that I've put a backing track in. So the backing track is exactly like that, but maybe a little bit faster than that. Just take your time, learn to play first of all without the backing track, and then when you're used to the chord changes, then play along to it.